Yeah, hi, good evening. Yeah, so actually, this is one short demo about our SAP S4 HANA end-to-end implementation projects. Okay, so we are going to start our Jan month 2024 projects and from Monday. Okay, so who are all not registered or maybe who are all wants to start with our Jan month end-to-end implementation projects. So you can so contact with the listed numbers. You can register with them. Okay, yeah, thank you. Okay, so why this end-to-end implementation project is required for the trainees who wants to start your career or who wants to get a job in SAP, as a SAP, sales and procurement consultant and or finance or production planning. So the as a consultant, right? So some of them they wants to upgrade yourself. Yes, I already worked as SAP, support consultant. I have a 2 years experience. I have 1 year's experience, but I wants to get into implementation projects. So my current organizations they are not giving any kind of. So my current company they are not giving any opportunity get me into that SAP S4 HANA implementation project. But when I search any job openings, so they are expecting you should have at least minimum 1 to 2 end-to-end implementation projects. But I couldn't get into implementation project exposure. So how I can able to get into SAP S4 HANA implementation projects here. Okay, so this implementation project training is like so this is we are not going to do any kind of activity. Okay, so here the whole project, right? As a trainee, so as a project trainee, so you are going to execute these implementation projects. Okay, I'm going to show you how this activate methodology is going to help you and how you are going to deliver the project. So what are the phases we have and every phases what are the key deliverables. Okay, so we are going to discuss about each and every deliverables and every phase by phase what are the deliverables as a consultant you are going to do it here. Okay, so this is not a documentations project and this is not like nobody can do the project on behalf of you also here. Okay, it's not like somebody can attend the interview behalf of me. So here completely you are going to deliver. Okay, so in this project, so we can say that we have a I can say there is a EWM module, we have WM module, we have material management, sales and distribution, production planning, plant maintenance, project system, quality management, right? So there are various modules. Okay, so every module there are certain team members and they are going to working in the project. So this implementation project with all the modules we are going to be executed, right? Okay, so how I can say, because I'm into SAP SD, but I'm into SAP EWM or I'm into SAP PM module. So how this project is going to helpful me to get the exposure, right? So in this project, if you talk about the sessions, it's going to start with like it's a module specific again. So every so every module we have certain their own unique process. Every module they have own deliverables. So definitely, it should be, the module specific, the key deliverables, 100% we are going to deliver it. But especially for the common sessions, like how you are going to get the exposure of, every key deliverables. Okay, I'm going to explain with you, and the same thing you are going to deliver. And the end of the day, this implementation project going to helpful you to get into, you want to change your career into MNC, or you want to get into SAP consultant job, or you want to start your career in SAP consultant. Okay, yeah. So there is a preparation phase, right? So we are going to implement SAP activate methodology. So we have the preparation phase, right? So as a we are going to discuss about like the project organization structure. Okay, and we are going to discuss about the resources actually here, right? So this is a project management activity. So they are going to decide and who is the delivery head, who is the project manager, and who is the lead consultant, who is the architect, who is the technical lead. So they are going to be assigned in the projects, right? Okay, so then let's say we have the initial kickoff meeting. So from as a kickoff meeting is we are going to initiate here. So we are going to introduce about like who are all the client side, and those kind of interactions will be there. So after that we are going to discuss about the scope document. Okay, this is more important actually for you to understand the client process. So we know as is to be process, right? So same thing we have called as a scope document. So we provide you the scope document for all the module, and you have to go through the process. Based on that, we need to proceed the further deliverables. Okay, so what are the deliverables? So you need to prepare the fit gap analysis, you have to demonstration. So further key deliverables, we have to be done based on your scope document. Okay, so I will share you the sample scope document, how they have prepared, and I mean how this document contains, then it will helpful for you. Then we have the BPML document. This is next key deliverable. So as a consultant, you are going to prepare this BPML. Okay, this BPML stands for Business Process Master List. So we need to identify the list of process which you are going to be implemented. Let's say in SAP we have a 50 process for your sales and distribution. So let's say for there are 60 process for let's say finance and controlling module. Let's say for there are 50 process for the EWM module or plant maintenance module, right? Okay, so now we are not going to implement for all the process, right? So SAP is designed for the whole industry, right? For all the different type of industries, right? So we are going to implement this project for the client specific, right? So not for all the industries, right? So only the specific industry and the specific client, what is the current practices they are following, based on the scope document we are going to prepare this, right? So then we have the RICEF object discussions. So you will be getting the exposure of preparation of the functional specifications. So so what are the RICEF objects? Okay, let's say for you are into SD module. So what are the forms when there is an end-to-end implementation project, right? So when they are going to create the sales order, so the sales order there is a printout, right? So we need to see the printout of the sales order, which contains like who is the customer, the address of the company, and the delivery address, or maybe the material quantity, right, unit of measurements, and the unit price, net price, discounts, payment terms, delivery terms. So these are all the information to be there in the printout. Like same thing like purchase order, same thing like your production order, right? So like even the check printing or even the maintenance order, right? So we need to design all the forms, we need to design all the reports, we are going to design the enhancements, we are going to design the workflow, we are going to design the conversion objects, right? So these are all the discussion, right? So every object, every model, we have minimum 10 RICEF objects, and you are going to prepare the functional specification. You are going to deliver the functional specification. We are going to help you, we are going to assist you how to prepare the functional specification. So based on that, you are going to communicating your technical consultant who going to design this RICEF objects, right? Yeah, so once it's completed, then we have the Q gets. This is a project management activity. Based on the key deliverables, they are going to be get sign up. Then as per the milestone billing, they are going to raise the invoice to the client, and it's like a project management, like how project system model works. Same thing like activate methodology, how we are going to implement every phase, what are the key deliverable, and once the Q get closure, then we are going to get the sign off, and as well as we are going to receive the payment, right? Yeah. So next we are going to moving into the explore phase. In the explore phase, like as a consultant, what is your deliverables, right? So in this project, okay, in this project, I'm not explaining about what the consultant they have delivered, but here what you are going to deliver. So as per SAP IBM global template, right? And the IBM global template, they have their own deliverable, their own key methodology, their own the deliverable documents, right? So based on that only we are going to be implemented this end-to-end S4 HANA implementation projects. Okay, so let's say there is a business organization structure workshop, right? So we need to discuss about like the divisions, how many business divisions they have. So then we have to address, for example, just for understanding purpose, let's say you can see here they have different divisions, right? Let's say as a that Zai trading construction company, they have multiple divisions. We have a commercial division, they have a catering division, they have a project divisions, and they have a uh, heavy equipment division, they have a transport divisions, and they have a fabrication divisions, like that. There are so many divisions, so we need to address about like that. What are the profit center, right? What are the company codes they have, what are the plan purchase organizations, how many purchase organization, company code specific, plan specific, corporate specific. Same thing like sales organization, also shipping point, and the planning plant, everything. So we need to design, so this org structure, everything we are going to be addressed. So based on that, we are going to be deliver okay. So once this org structure is finalized, so we are going to demonstrating the business. Okay, these are all the divisions we have, these are all the sales organization, these are all the purchase organization, these are all the profit center, these are all the cost centers, right? It's a high level organization structure design, right? So once it is designed, once we configured, once we have uploaded the data and everything, so then it cannot be changed. So we are very careful. So how you are going to design the org structure, and how you are going to design like a the org structure like the profit center design or cost center design or business area design, or it should be very crucial, especially for most of the client. They will keeps on change their requirements. No, we have a 30 division, then they will say, no, this particular central warehouse you create a plant, so they will say this particular catering division you create as a separate company code. So there are so many challenges, right? But we need to be very clear about that. So how, suppose you are going to create, there are two different divisions. If you are not created as a company code, let's say you create as a profit center, then again roles and authorization will be challenges, right? So roles and authorization again based on the company code, so you cannot restrict. There is a profit center level restriction, so they don't want to see my business transaction into one profit center to another profit, so that we cannot restrict. So we need to be very clear as a consultant point of view. So before you are going to deliver the org structure, so we need to make sure these are all the questions you have to ask yourself, or you have to discuss with the clients. So whether you say there are three different division with the three different profit center without company code, how we need to address. So as per SAP, the restriction roles and restriction based on the profit company code, not based on the profit center. So is that okay? Everything you have to get clarified. Based on that only finally you have to take a call, right? It's not like they have a two company code, I will create a two different company code. You cannot take a decision like that. Okay. Yes. So next we are going to be discussed about like we discussed about the business blueprint document. So this is one of the most important key deliverables. So here in this project you are going to deliver the business blueprint. Okay, once you have the design, how you are going to design the BBP. So what is the structure of the BBP? Maybe I can show you the sample, the BBP design also. For example, um, yes. Okay, so you can see there is a sample design of the BBP template. Okay, so for example, you identified the BPML process, and let's say for you have identified 35 process we are going to be implemented. So for those 35 process, the BBP template, you have to follow the certain methodology, right? So let's say here like procurement of stock material, right? So let's say there is a overview of the business and what is the business requirements and what is the the to be process flow diagram, right? So you have to design the process flow diagram. So how that role basis, right? And who is going to create the procurement, purchase requisition, who is going to approve. Let's say for there is a key user is going to create the purchase requisition. Let's say it's go to the the head HOD, head of the department, then manager of manager is going to approve. So then it goes to the procurement department is going to approve. So then they are going to create the purchase order. So procurement department is create the RFQ, quotation, comparison, purchase order. Again there is a approval process. So when there is a amount is less than 100,000 SAR, so then is going to be approved by uh, let's say for procurement manager, let's say CFO. If it is more than 100,000, CF, procurement manager, CFO, CEO, even if it is required, director also, right? So based on the design, right? So these all has to be there in your process flow diagram, right? So then once the goods is delivered, the let's say for the end user department who is going to create the service entry sheets, or who is going to create the GRN process. So there is approval process also. Once you done the service entry sheet, then again the department manager or manager of manager is going to approve. Then it goes to the finance department. Finance department, they are going to approve the service entry sheet. So nowadays, it's a completely paperless work, right? So everything is approval process. For Hana, Fiori Apps, S4 Hana, everything there is a, you can see there is a cloud-based application also. Everything that is like approval option. So there is no except external documents. So every as a internal documents, just approval process, right? So once the service entry sheet is created with reference to your purchase order or with reference to approved contract, so then you can able to get the approval with reference to your department manager, manager of manager, and the finance department manager, right? So once it's approved, then they will raise the invoice, right? So based on that, they are going to do the payment based on the payment terms what we have designed in your what you have communicated already, right? While you are receiving the quotations, so while you are creating the purchase order, everything is there. It's applicable. Maybe there is a down payment you have done, maybe there is a retentions will be there. So these are all the informations, everything going to be entered in your purchase orders. Okay, so next there is a process steps is there, right? So there is a purchase requisition process. Okay, so how you are going to design. So okay, purchase requisition process, how you are going to create the purchase requisition, whether it is driven from the plant maintenance, whether the purchase requisition driven from the plant production order, or whether the purchase requisition driven from like a project system module, or whether the purchase requisition is created based on the reorder based planning, or whether the purchase requisition is created manually to the respective department. So again, if so, there are so many type of purchase requisition, whether it's a capex purchase requisition, or service purchase requisition, or material purchase requisition, or subcontracting purchase. So you have to clearly address, the type of, the process, and the KDS point of view, all the information have to be addressed here, right? And the RFQ and quotation process, then there is every process you have to explain more detailed way. So we are going to share with you the template, we are going to assist you on how to design the BBP, how to design the business flow diagram, right? So all the information will be good. So then we are going to discuss about the gaps and solutions. Okay, what is gaps and solutions, right? So when you are going to demonstrating the fit gap analysis, right, when you are going to demonstrating the fit gap analysis, so customer will say that yes, I have the weight bridge system, I have the track, which is going already, we have that, there is a third party applications we have implemented, so that needs to be integrated with your SAP system. So these are all the integrations, during the maybe the the pre-sales, so they might not communicate that we have these applications. So now what happens, suddenly they will say yes, we have when they are going to what do you call, the truck is coming, we have the crusher and we have the trucks, and when customer is order, we are going to deliver the aggregate material. So again, based on the sizes, we know we have the multiple, different sizes of aggregate material we are going to deliver to the customer. Again, this weight bridge machine, it's going to taking care of the complete weightages, right? So we cannot count it how much unit and or what is the tonnage of the weight which the weight bridge machine is carry forward, right? So now there is a third party system is implemented in the weight bridge, which is going to integrate with the SAP S4 HANA system. So whenever your customer is going to create the, you create the sales order delivery, so based on that, weight bridge system is going to update it the weight, and it's going to then post goods issue going to be posted, right? So now there is a gap, which means like how we are going to address, right, within two different system, right? And so we called as the interfaces, right? So these are all the gaps we need to address. We need to design the, functional specifications and everything. You have to specify what is the functional specification you have designed for this, everything you have to specify in your business blueprint. So this exposure you will be getting, you are going to design and everything here. And configurations, okay, what is configurations, like the steps, what are the configurations, steps which is required. So then we have to design the layout requirements, right? So when your business blueprint, maybe customer shared, these are all the printout, these are all the reports, these are all the development. So we needs to design in your, updated all your print layout, because tomorrow they should not see that already we have, share the template, or maybe they cannot, they should not change the design also, right? So everything you have to get sign off, everything you have to update it in your BBP. So then there is a standard reports. So every process, what all the standard reports SAP they have designed, and which contains what all the information you can get it. So you need to specify in your BBP, right? And then there is a security and authorization consideration. Okay, so we need to design every transaction, who is going to create, who is going to approve it, right? So what is the remark? So these are all the roles and authorization also to be included in your part of BBP. Okay. Yeah, so next we are going to move to the realization phase, right? So once your BVP gets sign off, the next we are going to start your configuration. So before configuration, there is a KDS, key data structure, right? So we have discussed about the KDS. So there is separate deliverables. So we are going to share with you how to prepare the sample KDS also. Okay, so this is, here I can show you the sample KDS document, let's say key data structure. So here, yes, so there is, for all the modules, so we have sample KDS. Let me open one of the sample KDS from FICO. Let's say accounts payable, right? So here we can able to, we have to design, right? So that as I told you initially, so based on the IBM global templates, we are going to design all the KDs, we have to deliver it, right? And so most of the, the small scale company who are implementing, so they don't have any kind of KDS concept actually. So they, but as per, if you see like when you talk about like SAP project with IBM, so they are following their own template. So every deliverables you have to deliver based on their template, right? So like here we can able for all the modules, so we have to prepare the KDS, what all the document type, what all the, if it is like a sales and distributions, right? Or if FICO, we have to design like what all the type of the, vendor and customers, what is the number ranges, what all the payment terms, what all the vendor payment term, customer payment terms, right? and so all the informations you have to be specified in the KDS. Okay, so okay, so next, what are the deliverables we are going to see in the realization phase, right? So once we started the configurations, then we are going to, yeah. So there is a you have to prepare the data migrations, right? We have the LTMC, we have the migration cockpit templates. We have to, get the templates. We have to download the template from migration cockpit, like migrate your own data. There is an app called migrate your own data, or there is a LTMC, because nowadays the latest there is a Fiori Apps, but in previously we used to get it from LTMC. Then system will it will open with the Microsoft Explorer. You will get create the project and download the object and everything, right? Okay, so next there is a core configuration documentations has to be prepared, because like as per the IBM global template, we need to design the configuration document, we need to deliver to the customer. Okay, that is one of the key deliverables. So then we have the data readiness systems, then we have the authorization roles and assignment. Okay, this is more important actually. So when we are going to do the UAT, so we have to design the roles and authorization. So what happens, so most of the client, they will not do any kind of UAT, so they will say, yes, we have a, let's say we have 5 days UAT, so within that you have to complete it. So what happened, so they might not done the proper UAT. Like for example, there is a department. So every department there is a key user who is going to do the transaction. Maybe they will, let's say they are going to create the, they are going to create the notifications. Let's say for maintenance, okay, plant maintenance, there is a user who going to get the, based on the requirements, they are going to services, they are going to get the notification. Then based on that, they are going to create the maintenance order, right? So based on the maintenance order, so now if there is any kind of external services required, then there is a procurement from modules, they are going to start creating the purchase requisition RFQ process, then purchase order. They are going to, then again they are sending the material to the service provider. Once the service is done, then we are going to receive, then we are going to issue to that particular maintenance order, right? So maintenance order, already there is a, so we are going to assign the equipment, right? Equipment is nothing but there is a vehicle or maybe any kind of machineries or anything, right? Fine. So now these authorization roles assignments, generally what will happen, without, they will not do any kind of testing in the quality systems. Maybe they don't have provided the enough time to the user to do the testing. So when we are going to implement that same thing in production, so they will get so many the authorization errors, right? So when they are going to create the approval process, then it will say read access, so you don't have any right up. So there are so many authorization is there against, basis and security consultant has to design. So whether this person have read access, whether this person can have the right access, whether this person have all the access. So like that, there are so many parameter has to be designed. So based on that, the approvers who can able to have all the authorizations, right? So we are here, you are going to deliver the authorization roles and matrix, and based on that, we have the testings also. So you will get the exposure how the UAT, before UAT, and how we are, every module they have their own, roles and authorization, and those deliverables also going to be see. Then there is a training material readiness. So now you are going to give a training to your user. Maybe in your department, in your module, there is a key user, there is a super user, there is a CFO or CO. They are all using SAP, right? They are going to be used SAP, right? So now you have to train up them. You have to prepare the documentation. Let's say there is a end user who create the activities, right? Let's say we can say like sales order creation or purchase order creation or product. So they are going to, we have to create the separate manual documents. So how to create the purchase requisition, how to create the RFQ process, right? So we have to design. So suppose how you can able to approve the purchase order. Suppose like let's say for your purchase manager is approved. Now CFO, they don't know how to access SAP system, right? So initially, we need to guide them. So we need to prepare proper user manual document. When what is the Fiori app link you have to log in? What is your user ID password? Once you logged in, so where you have to, so so you will get the notifications. Okay, you click on the notification, you will have the purchase order. So from there you can see who created this purchase order, what is the value of purchase order, who is approved, so pending with whom. So what is the actions, right? So again there is so many actions. You can forward the PO to the someone, or you can able to claim the PO. You can keep it yourself for next 1 week, or you can able to reject the PO, or you can suspend the PO, or you can approve the PO. So every functionality you have to explain to them, right? So prepare one document, and explain to them, so then they can easily they can able to do their activities, right? Yeah. So next, training material is more important. Then there is a cutover activities, right? So again, see, whatever we are going to be discussed here, whatever you are going to deliver, these are all the interview questions. Okay. So nowadays in HR itself, they are going to ask, okay, these are all the questions. Have you involved in implementation project? Have you involved in the realization phase? Have you involved in the configuration phase? Have you involved in the, cutover activities? Have you involved? So now most of the HR, they are asking, these are all the questions. Even the first round itself, so they will clarify whether you are a real consultant or a real consultant, right? So they will clarify, these are all the terminology they will ask you. So cutover activities, or roles and authorizations, or business blueprint. Have you involved in BBP? So tell me what you have demonstrated. I mean, how what is your roles and responsibilities in the BBP? So everything, based on whatever the key deliverables, whatever the activate methodology, we are I'm going to share with you. These are all it's a these are all deliverables plus interviews questions also. Okay. So every line is a interview questions here, right? Without knowing this, so during the interview point of view, it's very difficult. So most of them, without completing the project, they are getting the offer, which means this implementation project, these deliverables have the confidence how to speak in the interview, and they will get, oh, I involved real implementation project, so this is the IBM global template we are following. That confidence makes them to get into SAP, right? Yeah. Okay, so next, we discuss about the cutover activities, right? So cutover activities is more important actually. So because in realization phase, so once we have done the configuration, then we have the testing, right? Maybe I can share you the sample test scripts also here. So once you have started, the UAT test script is more important, right? So when you are a consultant, when you are in the implementing SAP, so we need to design. So how many process you have, and how many days we are going to be planned, right? And what is the UAT sessions, and which date you are going to start, which process, what is the time, everything you have to design, and you have to communicate to that business team, get the approval, so then we can able to start it, right? So there is a, you can see there is a UAT schedules, right? So what are the process, like, this is a sample document I'm just share with you. So like how to prepare the test script document, like all the process, like sales order, then production order, all the process you have to design like this. Okay. So now the end user is going to perform the UAT, then they are going to update the document, and they are going to update with you. Okay, if there is any error or anything, so you have to record it. Then based on that, you have to resolve that issues also. Okay. Okay, so next we have the deployment phase. Okay, what is the deployment phase, and what is the roles and responsibility of the SAP consultant here, and what you are going to do it. Okay, I'm not going to say what the consultant they do. I'm going to say what you are going to do in this implementation projects. Okay, so here there is a cutover activity. So everyone will ask you, what is cutover, have you involved in cutover activities? Could you tell me what is your roles and responsibility? Could you tell me what are the data you have uploaded? Could you tell me what is the tool you have used? There are so many questions will go on this cutover activity, right? Okay, so here you, each and every module, yes, there is a cutover activity. So without master data, I don't think so any module have without master data. So procurement, yes, there is major master data is involving, open items involving, sales and distribution also there is a customer master, info record, or condition master, or open purchase, I mean open sales order, open contract is involving. And even for that, production planning, yes, there is a huge master data, bill of material, work center, routing, and open production order also has an open item you have to upload for the implementation projects, right? So when you talk about plant maintenance, yes, there are the plenty of master data they have. And even for the finance module, yes, they have GL master, vendor master, customer master, and open item like a GL opening balance, vendor opening balance, customer opening balance, right? Bank opening balance. So there are so many, right? So same thing for uh, quality management, and a PS module also, right? Okay, so here the cutover activities, there are two different type of cutover activities. One is in the quality system, second one is the production system, right? So you already discussed your you communicated to your business user, already you shared the template, and you might be received the data. So now you are going to upload all the data in the quality system, right? So we know development system, quality system, and production system, right? So now we are going to upload all the master data, all the open item, all the initial stock upload, and everything you are doing it in the quality system. So now you are going to get confirmation from the customer. So now you are going to same thing we are also following, and you once you know we they will client will share the data to you, and you are going to upload it, and you needs to get the confirmation, then only you have to ask them to upload it in the production system. Okay, so then only you need to once you're done, then you need to upload the same thing in the production system. Before get the confirmation, you should not do anything in your production system, right? The same methodology you are following here, and same exposure you are also going to get it here. And so you are going to, there are two different cutover activities in quality system and production system exposure also you'll be getting, right? Yeah. So now there is a pre-go live check, right? So pre-go live checks, this is more important actually. So what happens, some of the configurations it's a client specific, right? So for example, there is output type configurations, there is a number range sets, or there is a these are all the client specific, right? So suppose you are not set any number ranges when you are uploading the data, so there is a, again you cannot able to upload it. And same thing if you, let's say you have created like your sales order, production order, or you might be created like check printing, but you are not designed, I mean output type configurations, output type determinations, right? So if you are not maintained, nowadays in S4 HANA everything is like a BRF plus configuration, output type configurations, right? If you are not set, then once they created the purchase order, you cannot able to take the printout. Once they created the sales order, cannot take the printout. So these are all more important. So before uploading the data, you should be very clear whether all the output type determination is working fine, all your configurations, master data point of view, even the RICE, above point of view, whatever the RICE object forms, reports, enhancement interfaces. So we need to be very clear about those kind of transport request movements to the production system. Okay, so now deployment phase, yes, you are going to deliver. These are all the activity, mainly the cutover activities, quality system, production system, right? And the pre-go live activities, and these are all the key deliverables you are going to be doing. So here every line item is the deliverable, right? Every line item is the deliverable. You maybe you are going to give a training to user, you are going to deliver the the Word document or PPT document or Excel document. So everything you are going to do the delivery in the current implementation project. Okay, so next you are going to implement in the, you are going to involve in the run phases, right? So what is run phases here? So this is like your go live and support now, right? So now till now we have discussed preparation phase, and so in the, even you are involved in the the realization phase configured, and then you have involved in the testing phases, deployment phases, then you have involved in the run phases now, right? So now as a end-to-end implementation project, the hypercare, that is more crucial actually, right? Once you've done the implementation projects, once the user is executed the business transactions, so there are plenty of issues will be getting. First you will get the authorization issues, right? So whatever the business transactions you have designed as per the roles and authorization, you will get, maybe one you will give all the access, or maybe you will not give full access, or maybe based on the business requirements you will get the challenges with the basis and security consultant. You need to connect, and you have to restrict again, you have to be completed. Okay, so next, uh, you know let's say what all the customized design reports, right? Everything will get a challenges here. Maybe you design, you developed, you tested, maybe one that's in different way. When it comes to the real data, the completely, you are in the all the customizations. I'm talking about the forms, I'm talking about the enhancements, I'm talking about the customer reports, everything challenge. They will say this is not working, my printout is my email ID is not printing, my address, vendor address is not printing, customer address is not printing, check is not printing with proper way. See where it is, the text is printing. See, so these are all the challenges we'll be getting. So again you have to communicate with the technical team. So again we need to correct all the changes, again move to you have to test it in quality system, get the confirmation, then you have to move to production system. So the first 1 month it should be hypercare support, it will be more crucial. Okay, so the same exposure like how IBM global template it's going to be implemented across the global clients, same exposure, same kind of implementation project you are going to be get it here within the stipulated time scale. Okay, so maybe I will just to quickly go through other deliverables. Let's say for this is like the sample KDS document I told you. So this same sample KDS only, it's like a based on the Word document. Every model you have to deliver it. So let's say this is related to your company code, purchase organization, what are the purchasing group, sales organization, distribution channel, material group, divisions, right? And what are the sales area? So just sample documents, every module we need to prepare their own KDS based on the scope document, based on the BPP how to design, right? So then we discussed about like how to prepare the UAT test scripts, right? So for all the module we have to design the test scripts, unit testing, integration testing, then UAT test scripts also, right? So then we have discussed about the gaps also. This is more important actually. For all the module we have the forms report. This is sample gaps I have given. For example, when they are going to create the material master, so this has to go for the approval process. Same thing like a business partner, when they are going to create the business partner, it has to go, let's say for the finance department or finance manager, he wants to approve it, then only this supplier master has to active, right? So there are so many methodology how to implement again. So let's say once they are creating, it has to be deactivated, right? For purchase organization, general data, company code wise, once it gets approved, then it has to be activated. Otherwise, once it's created in SAP, anyone can create the purchase order. Same thing, customer also can be created the sales order, right? So not only MM and SD, again FI also they can book the invoice, right? Yeah. So for that, security purpose, yes, we need to block it first, then approval process has to trigger. So once they approved, then it has to deactivate, like the blocking, right? Yeah. So like that, you know yeah, so master data point of view validations, then we can do, there is a let's say there is a purchase order, need to get the list of PO which are not received within the delivery date, okay, send the notification to the purchaser. So these are all the kind of the requirements as a gaps and everything we are going to be discussed. So every module you will be getting minimum 10 RICEF object with the gaps, so that during the interview point of view it is going to helpful, right? And they will ask you what are the challenges you have received and what are the complex scenario you have faced in your current implementation project. These are all the rise up object, these are all the gaps, right? As an enhancement it is going to helpful to get the confidence. Yes, these are all the rise up object I have worked based on the client requirements, right? So you have to explain everything, right? So all the module we have forms, reports, enhancements, right? Conversions and even workflow also, okay? So this is more important again, gaps, without any interview, without these gaps, without these enhancements, nobody your interview will not be completed. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you so much for going through the demo sessions. And if you are really interested to start your career in SAP as a consultant, right? In SAP there are two roles. One is end user, another one is a consultant, right? You know the salary package of end user, you know the salary package of consultant, right? So that is what most of the end user they have learned. I want to become a SAP MM consultant, SD consultant, FICO consultant, or PP consultant, PM consultant, right? Yes. So now, so this is the opportunity for you to get into, SAP world. So get into SAP is not easy, Most of them you have completed your course 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, but you are still trying, but you don't know. Nobody is going to guide you, right? You didn't get, the guru, right? You will say guru. Someone is going to guide your, not only for that devotional life, even for that your education life also, someone has to guide you, right? So hope this project is going to helpful, and you will get the directions how you can able to move forward, and how you have to express yourself, how to prepare your CV, and how to clear your technical round interview. So all the confidence and everything will be getting after completion of your end-to-end implementation project. So I have explained the whole package, right? So from beginning of the scope of the document to till now the go live and support, we discussed the phases, we have discussed the key deliverables, the whole exposure you are going to be do it here. It's not a documentation project. I'm not going to give you the blueprint, you are going to copy paste. It's not like that. You are going to design your blueprint, you are going to design the functional specification, you are going to design the roles and authorization, you are going to do the configuration, you are going to do the testing, you are going to involve with the integration testing with cross module consultant, you are going to involve in the user acceptance testing, you are going to prepare the user manual document, you are giving a training to the end user. So the whole exposure, even even if you are working in a real project also, I'm telling, even if you are working in a implementation project also, you will not get this exposure, because here everything you are doing here, right? Generally the implementation project, they are going to split the work. If you are a junior, they will say only the limited testings, right? You will not get all the exposure. So here, like a preparation of your document, preparation of business blueprint, preparation of functional specification, preparation of KDS, preparation of your configurations, right? Functional specification, report forms, report enhancement, roles and authorizations, cutover activity, uploading the master data in the quality system, uploading the master data, transaction data, open items in the production system. The whole exposure you are going to be get it here. Okay, so hope this is going to be a game changing, or this is going to be the get into helping you to into get a job in SAP world, right? I'm saying, it's a MNC companies, right? So many companies, they are looking 2 years experience, 3 years experience. So hope once you completed this program, right, and 100% you are going to get the exposure, 100% you can clear your technical round interview, 100% you are start your career in SAP. So thank you so much for gone through the demo. Thank you so much.